Hey guys, it's me Eric. Welcome to my channel. We're going to be making a sleepy cat stamp. Sleepy cat stamp. Looks like this. Ain't that a cute cat? Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to be making some pretty simple stamp prints of a cat. Drew it beforehand, did a couple of sketches before. And it needs a couple of materials that you just saw. First I'm going to tape all the papers together where I don't want to see in terms of the transparent part. I'm going to put it against a wall or glass, and so I can have like a makeshift light box. That way I can transfer the cat drawing to an extra piece of paper. And I'm just taping it up right here. Just outlining the outside of the cat so that way when you transfer it, you know, you don't really have to draw and waste a bunch of ink just drawing the inside of it. If you know where you're going to cut, pretty much going to cut the very outside of it, of the cat. So when you have like a relief cut, for instance, the parts that's not cut, it's going to be the ones raised and printed on, and the ones that are cut are not going to be the ones that won't be shown through the process. That is just a rubber block that you can buy for like inexpensive. I have an adhesive spray that I put on the back of the paper, sticking on top of the rubber block. It's actually a fairly easy process. Later on I'm going to cut down the shape a little bit smaller. It's a little bit bulky. Over time you'll kind of see I made a mistake, kind of wasting the rubber block, so I put the cat a little bit higher onto the rubber block so that way you don't waste any rubber material. And we can make another one if you wanted to, just like a smaller one. And here am I peeling it off, spraying it again, and then putting it back top of the cat design. Alright, just cutting the rubber block in half so that way we can use the other part as another material, and we should be able to use that for another design. Cutting the stencil of the cat on the outside, just following the... Now this is a speedball carving kit that you can buy for pretty inexpensive online. I think it's about $10 to $15. It comes with 5 different types of cutting tools. The X-Acto knife will give you clean cuts around the design, so that way you can get some really nice little types of fur or detailed. I'm just using a bigger tool for the cut. It's fairly simple. I just keep going through the cut and speed up the video a little bit and kind of show you the process. It's a rinse and repeat kind of process. You just pretty much cut off anywhere that you don't want to show detail, and parts that you do want to show detail you don't cut off or scrape off. Here I just took off part of the design and then use a black marker just to see where my design is going to be showing up when I print it out. I'm just cutting out the eyes and all the small details, and then over time you just kind of rinse and repeat the process and just cut off a little bit details that you want, or add in more details with a very fine tool. You can use that X-Acto knife or the very small V-shaped cut grooves. This one is just a water-soluble paint, so you can pretty much use almost any kind of paint that's acrylic or any type of paint that you prefer. There is an easier process for this. There's a speedball roller that I have, but I can't really find it. So here is just me using a back end of a cap, the flat side with a towel or paper towel wrapped around it, and then just kind of smudge it on there and then just put it on there. I think this one I kind of put too much and too little in certain spots, so I think that it needs to be more paint, as well as just making sure you don't put too much paint inside the details, because it'll turn very blobby like this one. I do kind of like the lines of the design and stuff, but I wanted a clean design, so I cut off the ends of the extra pieces. We could probably use that for later if we wanted to. And then just doing a second test trowel for the cut pieces. I'm getting another piece of paper here. I'm just gonna put it down. So the design is actually very dependent on how much paint you put on and how you apply it, as well as how much pressure you put on the stamp. So you definitely do want to make sure that some of the stuff actually is pretty good. So there's a lot of test trials I've tried here. And the fourth one, I think the third one came out not too bad. The fourth one came out much better in terms of the detail. And that's pretty much overall what the design is. Very simple, fairly inexpensive. Pretty much the material's probably going to cost you around $20 to $25, and it's going to last you a couple of times, really depending on how big your designs are. But I think that with the materials and everything else, starting part is actually fairly easy. The hard part is just really coming up with the designs and doing the carving part. I'll see you in the next one.